I haven't shared a slide on the system yet. Can you guys see it from now? Yeah, I could update to the system. Maybe later on after class. It will be quick. So this week, not this week. We move on from the previous week. The next section, this section, we're gonna talk about the team selection. So we want to build a successful team. Uh, in no matter it's like in a sport, in a business, or in an organization, sometimes you cannot do the work alone, especially in education. Yeah, with small assignment, with something, yeah, you could do it alone, but with the big project or whatever, you need to work in a team because it's like you work alone. Sometimes it's overwhelmed. It's too much. You cannot finish it. In the real life, working in a team is like very important. Why is it important? Because like working alone, sometimes uh, sometimes people become moody, biased. When today they feel good, they could make like a good decision, but maybe tomorrow, someone make them get mad, or like they break up with someone, with their partner, or uh, a lot of uh, they have a lot of like that third didn't pay off their money. They feel bad, and so it's become emotional and moody. They cannot make a good decision. But if you have a team, sometimes you you cannot you even though you make a bad decision, but your teammate gonna notice that and say, "Hey, will you reconsider what you about your decision or whatever? Maybe we could discuss about it again." So team building is really important. That's how it works here. And in business, especially in logistic business is the same thing. Like everything need to be a team. But here we focus on how why do we need to create a team. So in the book or in the course, we want to create a team because we want, let's say, we want to we have a project, create a project, and we have to finish it. One person alone cannot do it because the project require a lot of skill. Maybe one person is good at doing data calculation, another person is good at writing, or the other person is good at communicating with like, gathering data or whatever. Especially when you start a new company, like say Chipmunk want to create a bank. Like Chipmunk is good at like construction company, whatever thing. They have no skill or specialization with the banking or technology thing. But what they do is like they create a team. They try to recruit like smart people who has background in banking, like from abroad, or maybe they go to contact like the manager who work in other bank to come to work in their company and promise a higher wage or higher salary. And how to do that. But yeah, so we need a team to work on a project, start a new company, or yeah, something like that. And what do we need to ensure with the team building, creating a team? So first, we need to make sure the team have a good mix of talent and capability. We know a project, as I said again, a project or a company we require a lot of things. Let's say when you create a bank, what do we need? Oh, we need IT people, right? What else? We need internet people. We need customer service, support and service. We need designer, web developer, web designer. We need a schedule manager. We need a critical path manager. Yes, yeah, schedule manager to take care of critical paths and everything. So you just make sure you need a good mix of talent and capability. So how do we know like how do we know uh, what kind of talent or skill do we need? So you need to sit around and think about it. If you need to create a bank or a new company or a new project, what kind of skill that you need? And then you need to find out maybe go to LinkedIn or whatever trying to find out anyone who has background in those skills. And you also need to ensure that people can work together. Sometimes like people have a great skill, they're really smart, they're specialized in something, but if they cannot work together, like what the point of doing making a team with them? Like you know what I'm saying? If you just make sure like it's different from the military. In military, I have experience military. If you one of my retailer, he told me if not told me to everyone, if you cannot work together, you're gonna suffer together. That's what they say. They say to us. But in a civilian world, it's different. It's like if they cannot work together, they can get work done, and it's not going to be productive. All right. For a company, an ideal team size is between 7 and 15 people. So you want to make sure those people have their own specific role, so they don't like overlap in their function. So we want to avoid the function like we call overlapping. So when like two people working on a task, while the specific task could be completed by only one single person, but at the same time we just assign many people to do it. It is very inefficient and we lose money on that. We see it happen a lot in not trying to criticize or target anyone. It happened in like our like state-run business, any state-run business. Like the government also runs some business that is very strategic to the country. It's like the state-owned electricity, the state-owned airliner, the state-owned water. They call water authority. Yeah, the government also do that, and sometimes they don't manage the people really well, and some people they kind of overlap. They have like more people to do one task, so it kind of like it overlapping, and we have like a lot of excessive labor supply. So it's like government spend money on that. But anyway, like the salary is cheaper than the private sector. So how to build a team? So first, as I said before, you identify the skill needed for the particular task. So sit around and figure out what kind of skill that you need for the task. If you are not sure, you could ask someone who has experience in it, or maybe do some research on online if you want to create like a bank. What kind of skill do we need? If you want to if you want to make like an online store selling a book, what kind of skill you need? Or probably if you don't want to hire people for small business, especially for startup, especially it's very important to you guys since you are still a college student. You might have time to do startup thing. Work in a team. I know in college the best time to find a team, to find a good teammate. It's like Mark Zuckerberg. He found the co-founder of Facebook in his team. His like friend from college too. That he agreed to work with him, like on the weekend. So because they have school, they have class on the weekday. So on the weekend they sit around instead of like having fun, going to the party in the bar, whatever. They just sit around in the garage and then building the web developer, building the website. You know, yeah. So just take advantage of what you have right now. So make some friends. If you see good people, hardworking people, those who know how to work hard or work smart, just trying to make friends with them. One day you might need them, and yeah, they also need me one day too. Who knows? Moving on. So each person. Sorry. Next point is like you identify the type of people you require. So again, skill is not enough yet. So you need to know the type of people that you bring them to work. Some people they have they have a lot of specialization in the task that we need them to do, but maybe the people like they have like a bad behavior, or they don't respect, or they feel like, or they may be like if they may like let's say if our competitor provide them higher salary, they might quit from our company and then go to work with our competitor, and then like that person gonna have knowledge about our company, and those knowledge gonna benefit our competitor. So we don't want that too. So in this point, we probably want people who kind of loyal to the company. They don't have a history of switching from one company to another company in a short period of time. Yeah, if you don't know that, we need to check their history too. And we need the people who you look at it, their type, their characteristic, and most of the time you could know the person character based on their personal statement by interview or have them write a purpose statement or personal statement so you could know them. If you want to make sure if you bring that people in to work in the team, is that people gonna get along with the rest of the team. So yeah, it's up to you to decide. Just keep that in mind. Because we want to do that, because we want to know like we know that each person has a number of different traits, different behavior, they behave differently. Yeah, something like that. Different perspective is okay as long as they know how to work together. Some people they have different perspective and they create something new out of that. So this slide we want to focus on like personality, like how personality of each individual affect their activity, So again, not only skill that matter, but also the attitude and the culture also matter. In Cambodia we don't have a lot of cultural problems. In America we do have a lot. As you see on news, you probably heard a lot of protests due to like racism here, the black, the white, the Asian, or whatever. Yeah, it's kind of like bring up discrimination, and it really affect the team selection process. In what else? One example during COVID-19. By the way, if you are if you look like Chinese, even though no matter how much you live in the state and you never been to China a long time ago. So I heard one Chinese lady is yeah, I know her too. She's kind of old. She retired, and one day she went on the bus to buy some grocery to cook for dinner. And when she got on the bus, like a group of like African American, the black people, they just like throw a stone at her because like she looked Chinese, and those people they think that Chinese people who is the one who create the virus or whatever, But yeah, like we don't know about that. But the thing is, that old lady, she's like 80 years old. She was like shaking while walking, and she never been to China a long time ago. But she got punished for that, or like stereotype. So yeah, a lot of companies have they have problem. No matter like small or a big company, they have problem with harassment or discrimination, and yeah, it will affect the working or in a company production sometimes. So while individual may claim to prefer or enjoy a particular role, it does not necessarily mean that they can or should play that only role. So what I mean in this point is like here. So this point is like sometimes we need people to perform different roles. Let's say one person he really good at creating website, building website. That's what his job is. So, but after he's done with the website, when you are done, like what you need him to do is just like maintenance. There's nothing else to do if you're finishing making a website. But I know the person enjoy building a website or working in a website, but at the same time, like the company might ask him to do something else, and yeah, it's the right thing to do. Something else that related to his skill, or maybe uh, taking care of like creating a page, Facebook page, or doing like online marketing. So I know like that person also have some little skill that related to those kind of thing. Uh, yeah, so we want the person to have like multitask to perform multitask and to perform a skill. You guys understand this point here? The last point. Uh, if you don't understand it, let me know. So again, if you work in a company, you just say you. Okay, I heard someone. Uh, if you are good at something, make sure you like try your best to work on your task. But at the same time, if the company asks you to do something else that related to your skill, you should comply. Yeah, you should do that because like, it would be so much helpful. Yeah. I think it's very straightforward. This one is for team building. So key takeaway today, the point that you have to remember. So 5 point here. So a team should be put together for a specific purpose. So you cannot just create a team and not have anything for them to do. It would be a waste of time, waste of money. And each team member should be chosen to ensure that the correct balance of skill and behavior is achieved. Make sure each team member has skill that we need to complete the task, to complete the project. The third point, each team member will be seen as being important to the task in hand and vital to the success of the project. And the next one, once the team has been assembled, created, you need to explain the task in full and ensure full commitment. So this is probably the role of the manager, the project manager, or the company director here. You need to explain them what you want clearly. They call a purpose statement, what the company want, and you will divide the task, what each individual person should do. And you should have a list, a checklist to keep track of all the tasks. Or we could use like the Kanban, the Kanban board to keep track of the tasks. How many tasks that you list down, let's say 10, and each task should be performed by one person or by two people, doesn't matter. And then you could apply the critical path skill that we learned a few days ago, the last week critical path. How long this task has to be done, what task that we should do first. Yeah, something like that. Any task that kind of like, let's say designer, logo designer for a new company, you want that, you could hire a freelancer to do that to save money. Yeah. So the way to ensure the full commitment from the staff is you have you need to keep track of them. Yeah. Assign the project, the name, and maybe put it on the board. Make sure everyone could see it, like everyone walking around, like the play, like hang it around to the place where everyone could see it, so they know their performance is being watched or being monitored. So they know, like, so they know it, they see it, and they will try their best to not to fall behind. Clear? So the last point, you want to ensure that the value and objective of the company are made clear. So yeah, you need to explain them what you want and what you want them to do, and what is the deadline of the task, the project. And you also need to make sure that everyone understands their role and responsibility. So this is the job of the project manager here. Make sure everyone know what to do. This one, you should explain them during the meeting, not in the meeting. But instead of like just saying to them, you should like document it, write it down on the paper, so you don't forget it. And you give them, you like hand it out to them, so they know what to do. And ask them if they have any question. Ask now. If they're done, you're good to go. So, and then they understand their responsibility. So in the future, if they cannot get the work done, they can give you excuse, you know. We don't want to hear, oh, I don't know, I'm supposed to do this, I don't know, I'm required to do that. We don't want to hear that. That's why we want to make sure they understand everything. They understand everything that they need to do. Okay, this is what I get for you guys today. If you don't have any question, class dismiss. But if you do, please drop a message here. Oh, where is the thing? All right. Have a good lunch, guys.